The oceans are dying, says Jim Massa, a leading oceanographer. Greenhouse gases have caused a heating of the planet. The vast majority of the excess heat has been absorbed by the oceans. The blue part of this graph shows that the excess heat was stored way down in the depths of the oceans prior to 1996. There was a tipping point in 1996. Since then, heat has been stored in the top 1/3 of a mile, less than 500 meters below the surface. That has a negative effect on the ocean's productivity of phytoplankton and fish. When the top part of the ocean heats up, it becomes more stratified, so less nutrients get churned up into the sunlight, so the food chains die. This is a major worry because 93% of the energy trapped by greenhouse gases has been absorbed into the oceans. From a planetary view, the oceans are far more important to the climate than is the atmosphere, which accounts for only 2% of the trapped heat, as opposed to 93% in the oceans. I'm Jeff Boyd, a retired physician, not a climate scientist, but I'm good at summarizing complicated things. The movement of ocean water is controlled by fluid dynamics on a spinning planet and by heat and salinity, which affects its weight. For example, the Gulf Stream brings salty water from the Caribbean up near Iceland. Since it is cold, salty water in the north, it's heavy and sinks down about 2 miles, then heads south along the floor of the Atlantic. This is called the AMOC, Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation. More water flows through AMOC every day than through all the rivers of the world combined. Here is a cross-section of the entire Atlantic Ocean on a north-south slice showing the depths of the ocean on the vertical axis. Antarctica is on the left and Greenland on the right. The AMOC is shown as a white arrow. It overturns all the water of the Atlantic, resulting in cold Arctic water flowing south deep under the Atlantic Ocean. This nutrient-rich water from the north upwells near Antarctica, where phytoplankton bask in sunlight and produce more than half the oxygen we have on Earth. You may believe that the oxygen you're breathing comes from the trees, but that ain't true. More than half of it comes from phytoplankton in the ocean. The AMOC is slowing down because of heating of the ocean. This shows all the oceans of the world are part of one big ocean that encompasses the entire planet. All the oceans circulate around the South Sea, which surrounds Antarctica. All the oceans are heating up, which is a much more massive heat sink than any other. Jim Massa says the oceans are dying. Anyone who's not terrified needs to wake up. As Greta Thunberg says, our house is on fire. If the oceans die, there is mass extinction and humans die.